Hey everyone, it's Zef Zan and you're watching ZZTV, the show that brings you a dash of passion to the perfect blend of ingredients for your success in business and in life. Well, as you all know, July has been the month where ZZTV celebrates heroes. And if you watched our previous episodes of ZZTV celebrating heroes this July, you know for us at Entrepreneurs That Soar and also ZZTV, to us, heroes are just not soldiers that go out and fight wars. I'm sure you've heard me say this already, and they're not even just superheroes that, wear capes, but to us, heroes are really ordinary people, people just like you and I, that probably did accomplish something great, however little that can be, because we all have different stories, we all have different journeys in life, and we have many ways that we conquer our challenges and our day-to-day stories. So our last guest, it's sad to say that it's our last guest for the July Hero campaign, but our last guest happened to be one of my close friends whom I met at a networking event out of Connecticut in New Jersey, and her name is Meena Singh, and she's the founder of InAwe Coaching and also InAwe Foundation out of New Jersey. So welcome, Meena Singh. I'm so excited to have you on our show at this time of the year. I know July can be a little bit laid back for many people. As you know, if you know me, right, I don't slow down.
No, you don't. And you know what? Thank you for this opportunity, because it's quite an honor. Right after I was actually awarded Woman of Outstanding Leadership back in May. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
This opportunity with you came up, and I was literally, I'm going to use our foundation and our coaching business name, in awe. I was like, oh
I'm in
my
awe.
God. I was in awe. I'm like, look at these opportunities. I mean, not only to flourishing businesses, but I mean, just to be able to have the practice for when we're going to be on NBC and CBS is fabulous.
Fabulous, and you and I, we talk about this a lot, right? I mean, if we put our minds to it, and we take that time and our sweat equity pretty much doing the things that we're passionate about, and that, in case, you don't know about ZZTV, we're all about passion and we're all about success. And we're always looking for, individuals, entrepreneurs who have this passion to achieve success, however little it could be. To us, when you're passionate about what you do, it never becomes work again. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. And like I said, it's interesting you happen to say the word passion, because people will often tell me, oh, I like your auto signature, how it says, live enthusiastically has been the way it is, and passionately, because I don't find that people really, Anthony Robbins has his signature, and I did not copy it from him. Mm-hmm. His says, live with passion. Right. And I am just like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm going, why is it that things are all coming together so quickly all of a sudden, especially with our foundation? And in the last 2 years, I mean, we've raised more money, without getting into all the details and stuff like that, we've raised more money than we ever even imagined.
That's awesome. So, when you talk about the foundation, right, I know what it is, but I'd really like for you to actually share that story about how you took your life experiences, your background, because you have a story there, right? And I love how it's not easy for us being women to even start a business, but what you did was, you took your life experience, a little bit of a trauma there, a little bit of, but we don't want to see it that way. What you've done you've taken this experience and turned it into something empowering. It's not easy, because I know it's really not easy, especially if you are in that position where you even have to open up a little bit to your clients, to your audience, to just kind of walk them through your journey so that you can empower and inspire them. So maybe you can share that story of how you started InAwe Coaching and InAwe Foundation. Maybe concentrate a little bit more on InAwe Foundation and what its missions or are.
Absolutely. Well, InAwe Coaching, we actually incorporated and we started back in 2010. Now, that is a legal liability company in New Jersey. Both are based out of New Jersey. And
so it's a nonprofit. It's a nonprofit organization.
InAwe Coaching is not. That's a for-profit organization. And what InAwe Coaching is, we provide leadership coaching, and most of it is geared around goal accomplishing and achieving goals in less than half the time that it would take you. What InAwe Foundation is, and how it came about, is through this whole discovery process I mentioned to you, that I had, basically gone through at iPad Coaching. I said to myself, I said, where are the two biggest adversities in my life, and how is it that I could turn those around and make them the two biggest assets? One is addiction, and one is the physical abuse I was afflicted with, if you want to say that, for lack of better words, during the first 7 years of my marriage. Because I said, I know I had cried, I've written, I've journaled, I've discussed it, I've gone to counseling. Again, not to say counseling doesn't work. You will never hear me say that. I always say to every single client, you should always, always go to counseling, because counseling is about working with others from the past and talking about their feelings and venting them through and discovering ways of how there could be some medical aspects to that, whether it's depression that you may want to be medicated for. These things, we're not medical experts. We don't know that as coaches. Okay, but if you complement counseling with coaching, that's where you truly get that success that you spoke about. And that passion comes back because you feel fulfilled in every area of your life. So what InAwe Foundation is we provide coaching for people that are affected by abuse and or addiction, both areas. My personal journey has been through both of those, and very intertwined, if you will. And I can connect and relate to the clients because I know they can look in my eyes. They can look at some of the other coaches that are part of our team, and even counselors, and they can relate to that because they have experience in those areas. I'm passionate because, you know what? I know nothing else except coaching at this point and at this juncture in my life, and I refuse. Failure is not an option.
Not an option.
I think with my energy, it's wonderful to have this infinite flow of energy that everybody automatically is attracted to. But I always say to clients, what good is the energy when I'm gone? To leave behind a legacy, it's about transferring my energy, and I think that's the gift I've also received through going to coaching school to understand how to do that. And that's something, it just doesn't come via talking. It comes through a lot of, here we go, massive action, like Tony Robbins said.
There you go. That's the word, massive action. And you're right about you sharing your story, because I know we talk about this a lot too, because it's the same with me too, because I love sharing the story. And with you, I am certain, and I'm probably think that you share my same thoughts as to the reason you want to do this is because you have a relatable story and experience that you know for sure you can touch more lives and inspire others, because they get to see the person who has actually experienced it, gone through it, and then overcome it, and then started a business. If somebody asks you what gives you authority, of course, apart from being a coach, you can say, hey, listen, I've gone through it, I've overcome it, and now my job and my passion pretty much is to help you do the same thing, which is really, really empowering, and that's where you're different from the average typical coach that deals with abuse and those subject matters. So yes, exactly.
And one other thing was I was just thinking about it. I never really need a script. Most of the coaching, anything we do, it's very conversational. You've also noticed it. Sometimes
follow the flow, right?
Yes, and you be in the flow. And you know that we also have a radio show called Speak Up and Step Out, and also a television show,
which I've been on a couple times.
Yes. It's a joy to be able to do what you love, help other people. You know, is it about making money? Yes and no. Because I know that the money that we make is really just being funded to the foundation so we can build these big coaching centers all over the world for people that are affected by abuse and addiction.
There's one question that I want to, talk to you about is because our audience mostly are entrepreneurs, small business owners, and of course the show is about passion for success. But one of the big things I know, maybe you can tell us a little bit of what was your background before, prior to starting InAwe Coaching and also InAwe Foundation? Because I think it's important for people to understand, not only looking at your story now, but also looking at where you came from and how you had to come out from that comfort zone to do what you are doing today, which I am certain is much more rewarding, so maybe you can take us back a little bit and tell us what was your background prior to starting InAwe Coaching and then InAwe Foundation, so that we can I want to see how hard it was to actually start something on your own.
Absolutely. I was scared to death.
Aren't we all? Because we'd be lying if we said we're not scared, right?
Oh no, I just did it. I could just confidently say, oh, I just did it, and I often will say that. You've heard me say that. Just do it anyway. All those kinds of little coin phrases that I have. And when it comes to the people that believe they are victims of abuse or addiction, it's not that they choose to believe they are victims. I also will not use the word victim anywhere. If you notice, it does not say it on our website. If it does, please point it out. We will remove it immediately. Because victimization is something that I'm very bold about. It's also a belief that you believe and society has told us you are. But all of it was circled around passion in action. And that's where I believe it is.
Because you have your niche, and you have your audience. So it's important for you to share that passion, because then you'll get to the people that you really want to reach. And that's awesome.
Exactly. Let me answer your question in this way. I was laid off from typical corporate America, looking for another position. I was thinking, where do I go? Yet I knew there was a gnawing inside of me that was just screaming and yelling and saying, this is not it. Like, you've really never liked or loved corporate America. Why are you going back into it?
Sure.
So I even had a position in October of 2009, I believe it was, but it was in New York City. And I just said no. And I did love being an internal auditor in corporate America, I will admit that. But it just wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I guess I finally grew up and I realized it. And on September 2nd, I remember it like it was yesterday. September 2nd, 2009, I was in the library in Mount Olive doing all kinds of research for career coaching, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, within 30 days, I found myself being registered for the IPEC coaching program. Started it in October. The loans were approved, thank you to my fiance and my family, without whom I would not be a graduate of IPEC coaching. And it's absolutely been a phenomenal journey ever since. And I just know that this is who I am. And coaching is not about doing what you love. It's about helping and serving others to be who they are. There's a big difference between the having and the doing versus the being. And I think coaching allows people to make that shift where you can actually be the person that you were created to be.
And if I may ask this, is, it's not easy starting a business, and maybe you can share with us maybe if there was one thing that you learned from starting your own business, just from taking destiny in your own hands, and running with your passion and starting your coaching business and also the foundation. What do you think one thing, someone out there, our audience is watching this, could take away from your experience of starting a business with all that story behind you, how hard it was to come out of your comfort zone and just jump it and just start a business? What one thing that they can learn from you doing this?
You know, I think the one thing I always seem to go back to is trust your intuition. The more I trust it, that's that special place deep inside where I know that this is my destiny.
But you're sharing that one thing that you learn from your business, and I think that's true too. Most of the times is tapping into that intuition, and because I have this thing where most of the time I have good sense of something, and I always pay big time if I don't listen to it. So folks, if you're out there and if your gut feeling for some of a reason you're connected to your core true self, if your intuition says it's a good thing, or however you're directed to it, listen to it, because usually what they say is that first thought is the most pure.
I want to just quickly go back to the stepping into and out of your comfort zone. And there's two aspects to that. We actually allow people not only to step out of their comfort zone through the coaching process, but we're partnering with you in the process. We're not going to drop you when things are getting tough. Even if it means we're working things out financially, whatever it is, we provide support. And I always say to all of our clients, whether it's with the foundation or whether it's with the coaching, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to nickel and dime you, because that's the line I'm from the coaches that I've had in the past and present and in the future. It's about providing support any time of the day. It's about, I think, the unconditional love we have deep inside of us that we want to serve others. That really comes out through coaching, and that's what I believe it is. So
very true. Very true. But you know what, really, to us here again, to just kind of cement what we just said earlier in the show, is that to us really, heroes are just not soldiers that go out there and fight with. Because if we were to turn around and look into our community, that are everyday people just like you and I, ordinary people taking our life experiences, how traumatic or how challenging it has been, but if we can actually take all that energy, of that negative energy, and turn it into positive, and just Meena, by what your experience has taught you, and you're taking it into a in a brighter light, starting your coaching business and also your foundation, that's hero to us. And that's why we wanted you to come on to share your story, because I am certain there are many people out there that hear your journey and they're gonna go and say something like, hey, she can do it, I am sure I can do it too. And that's, I think, my goal for the July campaign with Celebrating Heroes is, it's not that they've done it, hey, look at me, I've done it. It's how they can empower you to do what you need to do to move forward in your life. And that's, to me, is what heroes do. And you are one of our heroes.
Thank you very, very much. I'm truly blessed and honored and very grateful for this opportunity to have this TV interview.
So before we go, real quick, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, Meena, you or you as their coach, or the foundation, maybe you can tell us, how they can get in touch with you, maybe a contact information, email, and maybe a website.
The best way is really through our website. The website for the coaching is very simply InAwe and for the foundation, for any contributions and donations, just remember, folks, I do want to say this, we are, again, a registered U.S.-based 501c3, which simply means that any of your donations and contributions are tax deductible. So the foundation's website, yay, and we've accomplished one of those goals, which was in 2012 to actually have a web presence for InAwe Foundation, which is INAWEfoundation.org.
There you go. Right?
.org. Yes, it is.
Okay. So, but yeah, I really want to say thank you again for joining us, for taking some time out of your busy schedule to be with us here today, because I'm that passionate about letting people, because the entire month of July people reflect on freedom, Independence Day, about how we all can achieve our own independence, our own freedom. And I thought it was very important for us to actually feature people who have done exactly what I just mentioned, taking their own freedom, their own independence, take their destiny into their own hands, and all we always want to do is actually just feature people who have done it and passionate about doing what they're doing. So thank you again.
One quick thing, I just want to say none of this would be possible without my mother, my fiance, my daughter, and my son, because they have been the biggest supporters. In addition to the board of advisors and all of these other teams and interns and volunteers who are fantastic. And of course, we can't forget our clients, without whom none of this would be possible.
Very true.
But I'm just ever so grateful that they were able to believe in the passion that I have and really implement it and see the action that we've taken to move it forward. So without all of you, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you.
So thank you, folks, for even watching ZZTV, because this is who we are, you know, moving forward as we come into the month of August too. You know, we'll be featuring a lot of new stuff, and we're going to hone down on passion and success. You know, passionate people who are, you know, passionate about what they're doing, and success story that, you know, revolve around the word passion, you know, because I know I have tons of passion, and I could literally do 360 episodes of passion itself. But you know what? To this month, we celebrate heroes, and Meena being our last hero in the month of July, you know, that closes our episodes for celebrating heroes this July. This is Zef Zan signing off from ZZTV, the show that brings you a dash of passion to the perfect blend of ingredients for your success in business and in life. Until the next episode, we'll see you right in August. Bye, everybody. ZZTV is all about, you know, a dash of passion, bringing you the dash of passion. Take two, Alex. See, that's the beauty. She's laughing already. I don't know what the heck I was saying.
Oh my God! What happened with the dash of passion? I want to know. Finish that line, girl.
Take two.
Okay.
Alex is probably like laughing out there.